What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jordan, and on this channel I discuss all things keto, carnivore, low carb, provide tips and tricks to help you get your health back on track, as well as sprinkle in some grocery hauls and full days of eating. Today, in the short quick clip in my car, just got done a pull workout and went really well. Kind of fatigued, catching my breath, but something came to mind that I think is prominent in the keto community, and that is with regards to tracking total carbs or net carbs. What is better, what is most beneficial, and what leads to the most success, I think, are primarily some of the main questions. I'm going to give my spin on this and what I do for me personally and why I think that choice tends to work better for me. But first things first, let's dive into what the difference is. So carbohydrates, total carbs, to find the number, you look on your food label for whatever food you've selected, if it has a label, and it'll say total carbohydrates and give you the number. Now, to get the net carbs out of that food, you are subtracting the fiber. You're also subtracting any sugar alcohols, which in these keto processed keto foods or keto treats tends to be pretty high. Even things like Quest bars and stuff like that, you get whether it be allulose or erythritol or any other sugar substitute or sugar alcohol, you subtract those from the total carbs as well. So total carb minus fiber minus sugar alcohols equals your net carbohydrates. We get away with this in the ketogenic community because for the most part, sugar alcohols are not going to have an enormous effect on blood sugar or insulin levels, thus allowing your body to still be in ketosis when consuming them. So, what are some of the benefits of tracking net carbs versus total carbs? First and foremost, pretty obvious, you can get away with a higher carb intake, right? Because you're subtracting so much fiber and sugar alcohol, sugar substitute out of there, that it provides you a wider variety of foods to choose from. You can tend to recreate a lot of your favorite desserts in a ketogenic form and still have a very low net carb count. And that's good for a lot of people, especially when you're first starting out. You might need some food variety still because you might be missing some of the things you just were eating last week and now this week all of a sudden can't have. So your cookies, your cakes, your chocolate, whatever it might be, you can get away with these ketogenic desserts. Me personally, I tend to recommend to people that they give keto a good 30, and in a best of all worlds scenario, 60 days before they really dive back into recreating these higher fat sweet treats, because I think the dopamine hit in the brain is fairly similar in my experience and tends to lead to overeating regardless of if your treat is, or your snack food, your sweets are ketogenic and have a low net carb count and still higher in fat than even things like M&Ms just would be. So the energy density is still high, and again, that sweet tooth fix and hit of dopamine tends to cause a lot of people to overeat still. So the key is to really break through bad eating habits and the addiction to sweet foods for the first 60 days really before you dive into some of these keto treats. But again, if all you wanted to do is count net carbs and stay under a certain number to help you reach your goal, that's fine. Many people do that. There's nothing wrong with that overall. Again, maybe if you're starting to plateau or stalling, or you really can't seem to kick your sweet tooth habit, maybe start counting total carbs, and we'll get into the big reasons why I think total carbs for me and for most is a better choice. But again, net carbs, wide range of food choices, which is beneficial for a lot of people when transitioning into a ketogenic diet, or when doing a whole foods ketogenic diet for a long period of time, maybe just wanting something to take that sugar or carbohydrate edge off. So counting net carbs intermittently can definitely help with that. Now, total carbs, very easy. Again, flip your food product around or your food around, look at the label, total carbs, that's the number. And it's something I have always followed. I've always been in a nutrition and fitness space in some capacity, so I was already extremely confident when it comes to my ability to read labels going into the ketogenic diet over 3 years ago. and understood the breakdown and what the difference ones was. But I track total carbs for one main reason, and that is it lends to eating real food almost all the time, right? If I want to stay under 15 to 20 grams of carbs on the days I'm ketogenic, half the days I'm carnivore, I'm eating 0 carbs. Half the days I'm ketogenic, I'm eating less than 20. If I want to stay under 20 grams of total carbs in a day, I have to eat real food to do that. And not really even any fruit either. So it's going to be more things more like leafy green vegetables, cauliflower, and the like. That accountability that total carbs brings into my life, I find extremely valuable. So that's why I stick to total carbs. As my arm continues to get tired and I switch back and forth, again, brings a lot of value into my life, keeps me on track eating real food, which I drastically appreciate, right? It's very easy to rack up 20 grams of carbs from a keto treat total and not be able to say, well, I can subtract 12 grams of fiber and 3 grams of allulose out of that. That's not how it works. When you're counting total carbs, you get so many, you want to get most of them from a wide variety, as wide of a variety of foods as possible, to get some micronutrients in. So yeah, counting total carbs makes you more accountable to eating whole foods, which I think is the whole purpose of this. Yes, you can lose weight on a ketogenic diet by counting net carbs and recreating these treats and energy dense keto cakes and cookies and things like that, and only having a few grams of carb. But I think overall, total health is more than just about the carb count in your diet. So take that for what it is. That's my opinion, that's my belief, and that's how I help other people reach their goals, is by sticking to that belief and letting them see the value in eating real food, ketogenic diet. So again, not very many treats or processed ingredients. At the end of the day, processed food is processed food. Your body it's foreign to your body. So eat some whole foods. Track total carbs if you want the best of all worlds. Again, I think that provides the most value to people trying to live an overall healthy lifestyle. Approach the ketogenic diet like you would a Paleolithic diet, a whole foods diet that is specifically macro focused on keeping insulin low. And you can do that in a multitude of ways. It doesn't have to be by eating this extremely high fat diet. You don't need a high fat diet to get into ketosis, right? You need, again, almost every video now I'm saying this, you need to deplete your liver glycogen, and you need extended periods of time with low insulin, and that allows your body to break down stored adipose tissue and the liver to process that adipose into ketones to be used by the body and brain for energy. So again, you don't need a high fat diet, but the macros need to be centered around keeping insulin low when you are eating, and fat and protein together tend to make that job easier when it comes to insulin and the lack of insulin spikes. So that's my quick rant on total carbs versus net carbs. Net carbs, what are they again? They are total carbs minus fiber minus sugar alcohols. You get your net carbs. You can definitely overdo it still, so be mindful of that. Some sugar alcohols give people a laxative effect, cause extensive bloating for days, some water retention. So just be mindful of your body and the foods you ate the day before and how your body reacted the next day. And then you know if you need to cut back, if you can up your game a little bit, if you can include a wider variety of ketogenic foods, make desserts, not make desserts, and so on and so forth. So that's my quick little rant from the car. I gotta go pick up dinner for the family. I appreciate you listening. I hope this provided value to somebody, and if it did, please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Check out my links in the description down below. Share this with others who you think would find this information valuable. And until the next time, keep up the good work and let's get healthy together. See you in the next video.